Welcome, dear viewers of Mr. Magazine, to another deep dive into the emotional labyrinths of celebrity lives, stories filled with heartache, confusion, and confessions that shake the entertainment world to its core. Before we begin unraveling today's dramatic chain of events, don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button, and, if you want to support our work even further, consider joining by clicking the Join button. Your support gives life to the stories we bring straight to your screens every day. Today's spotlight turns toward a young star who has recently vanished from the bright echo of social media, only to reappear with a wave of raw emotion, Ebru Şahin. After months of silence, the rising singer has finally opened the heavy doors of her heart and allowed her closest circle to witness a truth she had long buried. And that truth, whispered behind closed doors, has now erupted like a silent volcano, capturing the public's attention in an instant. According to individuals in her inner circle, Ibrew has confessed that the breakup she once called unexplainables was, in fact, rooted in a turbulent emotional struggle, a struggle she now believes cost her the man she once held closest to her heart. Her words, reportedly spoken in tears, echoed with regret. By the time I understood what was happening, everything had already slipped away from me. I realized too late that my fears and pride had become stronger than my love. But the emotional earthquake didn't end there. Sources claim that Ibrew, for the first time, acknowledged a shadow from the past, Akin Akinozu, who had once been intertwined with Sadie Osman in earlier chapters of his life. Although neither Ibrew nor Sadie had publicly admitted to any tension before, it seems the ghost of an old connection quietly crept into the relationship, eventually transforming into unspoken resentment. People close to the singer say she stubbornly hid her insecurities, hoping they would simply fade. But instead of disappearing, they multiplied, especially after Sadie and Akin were unexpectedly brought together again for a professional collaboration. This reunion, while seemingly harmless on the surface, reopened emotional wounds Ibrew had tried to seal shut. In private gatherings, Ibrew reportedly repeated the same painful sentence again and again: "I wish I had been honest from the start. I wish I had told him how uneasy I felt." Her confession struck her friends deeply, many of whom believe the breakup was not the result of a sudden argument, but the slow accumulation of feelings she had attempted to suppress. As the media now swirls with speculation, both Sadie Osman and Akin Akinozu continue to remain silent, fueling the flame even further. Their silence has created a void, and that void has been quickly filled with public theories, social media debates, and endless commentary. Some say Ibrew's confession marks the beginning of personal growth. Others argue she is still entangled in emotional threads she hasn't fully untied. Meanwhile, Ibrew's recent cryptic social media posts, filled with melancholic words and symbolic images, have done nothing but intensify the speculation. Fans sense heartbreak in every caption, every carefully chosen emoji, every melancholic phrase that hints at a deep emotional storm. Yet these same fans are also holding on to hope, waiting for her to rebuild herself and step back into the spotlight with renewed strength. And speaking of rebuilding, are you enjoying this emotional journey? If so, make sure to leave a comment below, telling us what you think about Ibrew's confession. Do you believe silence can destroy a relationship? And which other celebrity stories would you like us to uncover next here on Mr. Magazine? Your participation helps guide our future videos. Behind the curtains, more details have been leaking from those close to the trio. Insiders claim that after the breakup, Ibrew shut herself away in her home, refusing to see anyone except family and a small circle of trusted friends. During this quiet period, she revisited old memories with Sadie, some tender, some painful. Rumor has it she even reopened her private diary, where she had written page after page about her struggle with the discomfort she felt toward Akin's presence in Sadie's life. One friend allegedly described Ibrew's emotional eruption like this. She always wanted to look composed, strong, and unbothered. But the feelings she buried eventually grew sharper, heavier, and finally, they burst. Whether Sadie was aware of these bottled-up emotions remains uncertain. However, one source claims that Sadie was struck when he heard Ibrew's confession, describing him as unusually quiet and deeply contemplative. Another friend said, he didn't expect her to speak like this. He genuinely didn't know how much she had struggled inside. As for Akin Akinozu, his name has once again been pulled into the spotlight. Reports suggest he finds the situation uncomfortable and would prefer not to be associated with a narrative of romantic tension. Yet some commentators claim the opposite, that Akin is not entirely displeased with the attention, especially as discussions about him surge online. And now, the most debated question of all. How will this emotional storm influence Ibrew's career? Some figures within the music industry speculate that such intense emotional experiences often transform into powerful artistic expression. Rumor has it that Ibrew has already written a song capturing the pain of delayed confessions and the weight of losing someone she cared deeply for. Insiders say she may soon enter the studio to bring this emotional piece to life, something fans are eagerly awaiting. On digital platforms, the story has exploded. Users have begun analyzing old photos of Sadie and Akin, comparing body language, expressions, and tiny details, searching for signs that may have contributed to Ibrew's growing unease. Certain viewers argue that the closeness between the two may have amplified her insecurities, adding emotional fuel to an already delicate situation. Some commentaries online state that Akin never truly disappeared from the picture. Ibrew sensed that, and that's what hurt her. Whether this is truth or speculation, one thing is certain, the public is deeply invested. As we move toward the end of this emotional journey, let us remind you once again, dear viewers of Mr. Magazine, to subscribe, like, and leave your thoughts in the comment section. Your support not only strengthens our channel but also motivates us to keep delivering stories with the depth and sensitivity they deserve. And don't forget, by pressing the join button, you can further support our work and become a cherished member of the Mr. Magazine community. Will Ebru Şahin rise stronger than before? Will Sadie Osman break his silence? Will Akin Akinozu finally address the circulating rumors? Only time will reveal the next chapter of this emotional saga. Until then, stay tuned to Mr. Magazine, where every story finds its voice.